The sky above Earth changed forever on a quiet morning. It started with a strange sound, like a deep echo across the sky. Then lights appeared in the clouds. Bright, red, spinning. People across the world looked up. Children cried. Adults stood still. Soon, every TV, mobile phone, and screen showed the same thing. A large black ship was floating in Earth's orbit. It was not human. It was alien. Then a voice came. It spoke in every language at once. "We are the Galactic Council. 12 ancient species. We have watched Earth for many years. We have seen your wars, your hatred, your pollution. You are dangerous. You are broken. We have voted. Earth will be erased in 7 days." Panic spread like fire. Streets filled with people screaming. Some ran, some prayed, some just froze in fear. Governments held emergency meetings, but no one had answers. The Council's ship was too powerful. Earth's weapons meant nothing. In every country, news channels repeated the alien message again and again. 7 days until erasure. People asked, why us? What did we do wrong? The answer was simple: everything. The Council sent live videos as proof. Clips of human wars, bombs dropping on cities, forests burning, oceans full of trash. Images of humans hurting each other, fighting over land, money, and power. No one could deny it. Humanity had made many mistakes, but not everyone agreed with the decision. Far away, on a small planet called Ulvaris, one alien watched the message and frowned. His name was Trilok. He belonged to the Cirelli, a peaceful and wise species. Rilok was a scientist, not a warrior. He had studied humans for years and believed there was more to them than violence. He stood in front of the Council, angry and brave. "You show only their darkness, but I have seen their light too. I have watched humans show kindness, love, and hope. I do not believe they deserve death." The Council leader, a cold and proud alien named High Warden Kor, spoke. "Your emotions blind you, Cirelli. The vote is final." But Trilok would not stop. He packed his ship, a small explorer class, and flew towards Earth, breaking Council rules. He had only one goal: to find the real truth before the 7 days ended. Back on Earth, the world changed fast. Shops closed. Banks failed. Planes stopped flying. People either hid or ran wild. Some groups began looting cities. Others formed prayer circles and waited for the end. But in the middle of all the chaos, there were quiet heroes. A young woman named Maya ran through the streets of New Delhi. She was a nurse. When the hospital shut down, she started working in secret, helping injured people in the back of a broken school building. She gave water to children, food to the hungry, and comfort to the scared. She had no weapons, no powers, but she never stopped helping. Trilok landed his ship far from the cities, deep in the Himalayas. He used a cloaking field to stay hidden. From there, he watched, listened, and recorded everything. What he saw surprised him. Yes, there was panic. Yes, there was pain. But there was also something else, something strong. Humans hugging strangers, soldiers choosing to protect people instead of fighting, a man giving his last meal to an old woman, a child singing to calm others. Trilok's 3 eyes blinked in wonder. They are afraid, but still they help each other. Why? He didn't understand it yet, but he knew one thing: this side of humanity had never been shown to the Council. On day 2, Trilok followed a signal to Maya's shelter. He wore a hologram to look human and spoke carefully. "Why do you help? The world is ending." Maya looked at him, tired but calm. "Because this is the time people need help the most. If this is our last week, then I want to spend it doing good." Trilok recorded her words. He sent the video to the Council. But there was no reply. Only silence. Something was wrong. Why wouldn't the Council answer? The countdown continued. 5 days left. Then 4. People waited for a miracle, or for death. And somewhere, deep in space, the truth was hiding. Rilok knew he had to dig deeper, because maybe, just maybe, humanity's greatest enemy was not their past, but the ones who feared their future. Trilok had only a few days left. Earth's countdown was moving fast. 4 days remain. He sat inside his small hidden ship, watching hundreds of video recordings. He saw humans crying, running, praying, but also healing, helping, and sharing. Still, the council gave no reply. Trilok knew something was wrong. The council had made their decision too fast, too easy, as if they didn't want to listen anymore. But he could not stop. He believed that there was still hope in humanity. He needed more proof, stronger proof, not just kind acts, but something deep, something that showed humanity's soul. Rilok put on his human disguise again. His tall, thin alien body was hidden under holographic skin. He looked like a calm, older man, gray hair, tired eyes, someone people would trust. He returned to Maya's shelter. It was now filled with more people, some sick, some injured, some just lost. Maya worked all day and night. No sleep, no rest. Trilok helped quietly. He passed water, cleaned wounds, lifted old people to safer places. Nobody knew who he truly was. But he kept watching, listening. That night, Maya sat near a fire with 3 children. One boy asked, "Are we going to die?" Maya smiled gently. "Maybe, but not tonight. Tonight, we are alive, and that is enough." Rilok felt something in his chest. His species had no heart like humans, but in that moment, something moved inside him. He recorded Maya's words. The next day, he followed Maya to an old city hospital. It had no power, no light, no working machines, but inside, doctors and nurses worked with candles and batteries. A woman had just given birth. The baby cried. People clapped and cried together. A baby born during Earth's final days. Maya whispered, "Even now, life finds a way." Rilok sent the recording to the council again. This time, he received a short reply. "Do not interfere again, Sirali. Return to your sector. This is your final warning." He stared at the message. Why were they angry? Why wouldn't they listen? Rilok decided to break deeper into the council's system. From his ship, he hacked into their secret database using illegal codes. What he found shocked him. There was a file marked Earth Core Project, Varaxi Eyes Only. Inside it were reports, maps, and energy scans. They spoke of a hidden power inside Earth's core. A signal, ancient, unknown. The Varaxi, the most aggressive species in the council, wanted that power. They believed if humans ever discovered it, they could become too powerful, too evolved. So they decided. Destroy Earth. Take the core. End the threat before it grows. The council vote had been a lie. The decision was not about peace. It was about control. About fear. Rilok sat back in silence. "They are afraid of what humans could become," he whispered. He needed to tell Maya. But how? Would she even believe him? That evening, he removed his disguise. His alien form stood tall and glowing in the shadows of the shelter. Maya walked in and stopped in shock. Trilok raised his hand slowly. "I mean no harm. I am not from Earth. I came to understand, to protect. And now, I know the truth." He showed her the stolen files, the maps of the core inside Earth. Maya didn't speak for a long time. Then she said, "So they don't want to kill us for our crimes. They want our future." Rilok nodded. "Yes, they are afraid of your strength, of your heart, of your soul." Maya stood tall. Her face changed. She was no longer just a nurse. She was a leader. "We can't run. We can't fight them with guns. But maybe, We can show the universe who we really are. Triloc's eyes lit up. How? We send the truth to everyone. Not just the council. The whole galaxy. They started gathering people. Scientists, coders, pilots. The world was falling apart, but a few brave humans still believed. A small team was formed. Their mission: build a signal tower strong enough to reach space, to show Earth's soul before the final day. They had 3 days left, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming. 3 days left. The world was breaking apart. Cities were silent. Oceans were rising. People waited for death or a miracle. But in a secret underground lab, under the ruins of an old university, something powerful was happening. Maya stood in front of a small group: scientists, engineers, students, and soldiers. Triloc stood beside her, his tall alien form glowing under dim lights. She spoke with strength. The council lied. They don't want to destroy us because of what we did. They want to destroy us because of what we could become. Triloc stepped forward. There is a powerful energy inside Earth's core. It is called the core signal. Ancient, intelligent. It sleeps now, but if awakened, it could change everything. It could evolve your species. It could make you equal to the oldest alien races. Gasps filled the room. But why fear that? Someone asked. Triloc answered, because humans are wild. Free. The council cannot control that. So the Varaxi want to end you, before you grow. Silence. Then Maya said, we're not going to die quietly. If the galaxy sees the truth, maybe they'll stand with us. They had a plan. The plan was risky. They would build a transmission tower in the mountains. Using Triloc's alien tech, it could send a signal through space. It would show real videos, proof of human courage, kindness, and love. It would also reveal the council's secret, the core signal. But there was danger. The Varaxi had been watching. In a dark chamber far across the galaxy, High Warden Kor watched Earth through red screens. He was leader of the Varaxi, cold, powerful, and full of hate. He slammed his fist on the table. Triloc has betrayed us. If the humans speak, the council will fall. He ordered his ships to move. Send the hunters. Burn everything. Back on Earth, the team worked day and night. They used parts from crashed satellites, old computers, and alien tools. They ran cables through tunnels and charged batteries with solar panels. People joined them: pilots, farmers, children, not to escape, but to help. Triloc saw something he had never seen before in any species: hope under fire. He recorded it all. A child sharing her food. A blind man singing for scared refugees. A soldier giving his jacket to an old woman. Each clip was added to the signal. A message from Earth, not of power, but of humanity. But then, the sky turned red. The Varaxi ships arrived. Metal monsters, sharp and black, silent and deadly. They didn't speak. They just attacked. Explosions rocked the mountains. Fires spread. Maya's team ran for cover. Many were injured. Triloc stood in front of a fallen bridge, arms wide. His shield blocked enemy fire. He shouted to Maya, "Finish the tower. I will hold them." She nodded, eyes full of fire. "We're not done yet." The final cables were in place. The tower rose, tall and proud. Wind blew through broken trees. Smoke rose behind them. Maya and her team dragged the power core to the base. Sparks flew. Lights blinked. System online. The signal was ready. Triloc, wounded and weak, returned. "It's time," he whispered. Maya pressed the button. The tower glowed blue. A wave of light shot into the sky. The message flew past the clouds, past the council's ships, past the stars. It was too late to stop it now. Across the galaxy, millions of species saw it. On water worlds, desert planets, and metal cities, people watched the truth unfold. A mother risking her life to save a stranger's child. A group of humans building shelters for alien refugees. A scientist warning his enemy instead of killing him. A nurse giving comfort to the dying. And finally, the core signal, sleeping inside Earth like a heartbeat. Not a weapon, not a bomb, but a spark of future. The council was silent. People began to ask, is this the species we wanted to destroy? Did we fear their cruelty or their kindness? Inside the Varaxi ship, High Warden Kor roared in anger. Shut down the broadcast. But it was too late. The signal had reached everyone. The truth was out. Earth was not broken. It was becoming. And now, the galaxy had a choice. Stand with truth or fall with fear. 2 days left. The signal had been sent. Across the galaxy, beings of every kind had seen Earth's truth. The kindness, the courage, the soul. But the Varaxi were not done. High Warden Kor was furious. He ordered his fleet to destroy the mountain tower, the humans, and especially Trilok. His voice echoed through the dark ship. This species must be wiped from history. Back on Earth, smoke covered the sky. Fires burned on the hills. The tower still stood, but barely. Its wires sparked. Its power source was broken. Maya stood beside Trilok, her face cut and covered in dust. We sent the truth, but will they care? Trilok, weak and wounded, looked up. Some will care. Maybe not all, but enough. Suddenly, a sound came from the sky, a sharp roar, louder than thunder. Enemy ships returned. This time, more than before. The humans had no weapons strong enough, no defense, but they had something else: unity. People from across the world had seen the signal. Many traveled to the mountains. Engineers, farmers, hackers, pilots, not to run, but to fight. They brought what they had: drones, old tanks, even farming machines turned into weapons. One group of scientists used alien tech from Trilok's ship to build a makeshift energy shield around the tower. Another group hacked into old satellites and turned them into defense beams. It wasn't much, but it was something. And they were ready. Maya climbed onto a metal platform and spoke to the crowd. We are not just fighting to survive. We are fighting to prove we belong in this galaxy. The people cheered. Some cried. Some held hands. Even in fear, they stood strong. Then the Varaxi came. Sharp black ships fell from the sky, firing red plasma. Explosions tore through the ground. But humans fought back. Drones flew upward, crashing into enemy engines. Homemade rockets fired from trucks. Children ran supplies between bunkers. Trilok stood with them, using his last energy to power the shield. His alien eyes were full of pride. They are not just strong, he whispered. They are alive. In the middle of the battle, Maya ran into danger. A child was trapped under a broken wall. Fire spread around him. Without thinking, she jumped through flames, lifted the wall, and pulled him out. An enemy drone saw her and locked its aim. But before it could shoot, a man threw himself in front, taking the blast. He died with a smile. Maya cried, but didn't stop. She carried the child to safety and ran back into the fight. Far above Earth, something incredible happened. Several ships, not from Earth, appeared in space. They were from other alien races, ones who had seen the signal. Some were peaceful explorers. Some were rebel warriors. Some were simple traders. But all of them had one thing in common. They believed Earth deserved a chance. Their ships formed a shield around the planet. A voice came through every speaker. We are not humans, but we are with them. The Varaxi attacked them too. A great battle began in space. Bright, massive, deadly. Earth's sky lit up with colors never seen before. Back on the ground, Maya reached the broken tower. Its power was dying. If it went dark, the council might say it was all a trick. She turned to Trilok. We need to send one final message. Trilok nodded. He connected his own life energy to the tower. His body shook. Light poured from his hands. Maya recorded one last video. She looked into the camera. Her voice was calm. "We are not perfect, but we are trying. We fall, but we rise. If that is not enough, then what kind of galaxy do we want to live in?" The message shot through the sky again. Final. True. Brave. Then, silence. The Varaxi ships paused. So did the defenders. In space, the Council appeared. A dozen glowing ships, old and powerful. They had seen everything. 2 days left. The signal had been sent. Across the galaxy, beings of every kind had seen Earth's truth. The kindness, the courage, the soul. But the Varaxi were not done. High Warden Kor was furious. He ordered his fleet to destroy the mountain tower, the humans, and especially Trilok. His voice echoed through the dark ship. This species must be wiped from history. Back on Earth, smoke covered the sky. Fires burned on the hills. The tower still stood, but barely. Its wires sparked. Its power source was broken. Maya stood beside Trilok, her face cut and covered in dust. "We sent the truth, but will they care?" Trilok, weak and wounded, looked up. "Some will care. Maybe not all, but enough." Suddenly, a sound came from the sky. A sharp roar, louder than thunder. Enemy ships returned. This time, more than before. The humans had no weapons strong enough. No defense. But they had something else. Unity. People from across the world had seen the signal. Many traveled to the mountains. Engineers, farmers, hackers, pilots. Not to run, but to fight. They brought what they had. Drones, old tanks, even farming machines turned into weapons. One group of scientists used alien tech from Trilok's ship to build a makeshift energy shield around the tower. Another group hacked into old satellites and turned them into defense beams. It wasn't much, but it was something. And they were ready. Maya climbed onto a metal platform and spoke to the crowd. "We are not just fighting to survive. We are fighting to prove we belong in this galaxy." The people cheered. Some cried. Some held hands. Even in fear, they stood strong. Then the Varaxi came. Sharp black ships fell from the sky, firing red plasma. Explosions tore through the ground. But humans fought back. Drones flew upward, crashing into enemy engines. Homemade rockets fired from trucks. Children ran supplies between bunkers. Trilok stood with them, using his last energy to power the shield. His alien eyes were full of pride. "They are not just strong," he whispered. "They are alive." In the middle of the battle, Maya ran into danger. A child was trapped under a broken wall. Fire spread around him. Without thinking, she jumped through flames, lifted the wall, and pulled him out. An enemy drone saw her and locked its aim. But before it could shoot, a man threw himself in front, taking the blast. He died with a smile. Maya cried, but didn't stop. She carried the child to safety and ran back into the fight. Far above Earth, something incredible happened. Several ships, not from Earth, appeared in space. They were from other alien races, ones who had seen the signal. Some were peaceful explorers. Some were rebel warriors. Some were simple traders. But all of them had one thing in common. They believed Earth deserved a chance. Their ships formed a shield around the planet. A voice came through every speaker. "We are not humans, but we are with them." The Varaxi attacked them too. A great battle began in space. Bright, massive, deadly. Earth's sky lit up with colors never seen before. Back on the ground, Maya reached the broken tower. Its power was dying. If it went dark, the Council might say it was all a trick. She turned to Trilok. "We need to send one final message." Trilok nodded. He connected his own life energy to the tower. His body shook. Light poured from his hands. Maya recorded one last video. She looked into the camera. Her voice was calm. "We are not perfect, but we are trying. We fall, but we rise. If that is not enough, then what kind of galaxy do we want to live in?" The message shot through the sky again. Final. True. Brave. Then, silence. The Varaxi ships paused. So did the defenders. In space, the Council appeared. A dozen glowing ships, old and powerful. They had seen everything. The dawn of a new era. Humanity had survived. The galaxy had seen their strength, their courage, and their heart. Earth was no longer a forgotten world, but a world that had risen from the ashes, ready to join the stars. But the challenge was far from over. Maya stood in a newly built command center, watching as hundreds of ships from different species entered Earth's orbit. The Galactic Union had officially accepted Earth into its ranks, but the tension was thick. For humanity, the struggle had only just begun. They had proven themselves, but now they had to keep proving it. Every day. To themselves. To the galaxy. "We have to build the future," Maya said quietly to Trilok, who stood beside her, his alien eyes glowing softly in the dim light. "But can we really do it?" Trilok, though exhausted from the battle, smiled with pride. "You have already done the impossible. Now you only need to continue. The galaxy is watching, Maya, and they are waiting." Across Earth, people were rebuilding, not just their homes, but their entire way of life. Cities that had once been ruins began to rise from the ashes. Earth's technologies were slowly advancing, especially with the help of the galactic allies. But the real change wasn't in the buildings. It was in the hearts of the people. Humans who had once feared their own differences now worked together. Nations, species, and cultures that had been divided for centuries were united under a single banner: hope. But even as Earth began to rebuild, dark shadows still loomed. In the depths of space, the Varaxi were not defeated. They had retreated, but they were not finished. High Warden Kor sat in his private chamber, his face cold with anger. The loss to humanity had been a blow, but it was not the end. Earth has only won this battle. They will fall. All of them will fall, Kor whispered to himself. Kor had sent secret orders to his spies across the galaxy. They would find weaknesses in the new human alliance. They would destroy Earth, piece by piece, if necessary. Back on Earth, Maya, Trilok, and the leaders of the Galactic Union gathered to discuss the future. A great hall was filled with representatives from hundreds of species. The discussions were heated, full of questions. Can humans truly join the Galactic Union? One alien leader asked. They are still primitive. They've shown their strength. Another leader countered. They have heart. They have unity. That is something we cannot ignore. Rilok stood and spoke, his voice calm but firm. Humanity is not perfect, but what makes them special is their ability to change, to grow, to evolve. The Council agreed to give Earth time. Time to prove its worth, to show the galaxy that their place in the stars was not just earned by power, but by the strength of their souls. Maya and Trilok returned to Earth's capital, where the first humans prepared to travel beyond their planet. New ships, powered by both Earth's technology and alien technology, were being built. Maya stood on a platform, overlooking the construction site. She looked at Trilok, who stood beside her, watching the horizon. It's happening, she said, a smile slowly forming on her face. Trilok nodded. Yes, but remember, this is just the beginning. While Earth was preparing for a future among the stars, an unexpected message arrived from an unknown part of the galaxy. A new alliance had formed, a group of rebel species who had suffered under the rule of the Varaxi. They had seen the human message, and they wanted to join forces. We are not strong enough to fight Kor alone, their leader, a fierce warrior named Draka, said in the message. But together, we can stop them. We can protect Earth and the galaxy. Humanity's role was clear. They would not just be a member of the Galactic Union. They would become its beating heart. The time for peace was short. The war was coming. But now, humanity had allies. Now, Earth had a chance to not just survive, but to rise. As the first human ships lifted off from Earth's surface, their engines powered by the strength of new friendships, Maya looked up. The stars were within reach. And for the first time, humanity understood they weren't just fighting to survive. They were fighting to be part of the galaxy. As the ships disappeared into space, a final message was sent from Earth, broadcasted to every corner of the galaxy. Maya's voice echoed through the stars. We are not perfect. We are not gods. But we are ready. Ready to fight. Ready to learn. Ready to rise. But as the stars twinkled, deep in the galaxy, High Warden Kor watched, his eyes filled with hatred. This is not over, humans, he whispered. This is only the beginning. 5 years later, the stars no longer seemed so far. Earth had changed. Cities had grown taller, cleaner, smarter. Energy was free. Disease was rare. Poverty was fading. People worked together like never before. Earth was now part of the Galactic Union, a respected member. Human ambassadors traveled between stars. Alien children learned Earth's languages. Mixed crews flew on joint missions. But peace was not everywhere. In the dark corners of space, war was coming. High Warden Kor had rebuilt his army. His hatred for Earth had grown into a massive war machine. He called it the Purge Fleet, 10,000 ships, each armed with deadly plasma and virus bombs. They may have fooled the Council, Kor growled, but I see the truth. Humanity is dangerous. I will save the galaxy by destroying them. Kor had also built a secret weapon, a mind virus coded to target only human brains. It would turn friends into enemies, soldiers into killers. It would start a war inside humanity. He just needed one thing, someone on Earth to activate it. Back on Earth, Maya was now the leader of the Human Council. Trilok had returned to his home planet but still advised her through holograms. One night, Maya received a coded warning. The Varaxi are coming back. Bigger, smarter, more dangerous, Trilok said. Why now? Maya asked. Because you're winning. And Kor fears what you might become. The Human Defense Force, HFY, had been preparing. Earth had new ships, sleek and fast. They had trained with alien allies, learned new ways to fight, new ways to think. But Maya knew this would be different. This war wouldn't just be fought in space. It would be fought in minds. Far from Earth, on a moon base, a young scientist named Rayan was testing a new AI defense system. He didn't know the lab assistant beside him was a Varaxi agent in disguise. She inserted a small chip into the AI core. At first, nothing changed. Then, the AI began to act strange. It locked the doors. It cut the power. It sent out a signal across the stars, a signal that reached Kor's fleet. Mind virus ready. Begin phase 1. Back on Earth, people began acting strange. A pilot forgot his training and crashed during a test. A child screamed, saying her parents were not real. A soldier turned his weapon on his own commander. Maya saw the pattern. It's not madness, she said. It's control. Someone is turning our people into weapons. They traced the signal back to the moon base. Rayan barely escaped before the lab exploded. It was me, he cried. I let them in. No, Maya said. They tricked you. But now we fight. Trilok arrived in secret with a small group of rebels from many species, aliens who had also suffered from Varaxi manipulation. Together, they formed the Coalition of the Free. We don't just defend Earth, Maya said to the group. We protect every species Kor has threatened. As Earth prepared for battle, the stars above began to change. Kor's fleet had arrived, blocking the sunlight in parts of the sky. Massive ships hovered like shadows over planets. Then, a message came. Surrender now, or watch your world fall. But Earth did not surrender. Maya stood before the world and said, "This is not the end of humanity. This is the beginning of something greater. We are not fighting to live. We are fighting to protect life itself." The first attack began. The mind virus spread fast, through screens, signals, even dreams. But Rayan, the young scientist, found a way to fight it. He created a counter-signal, a wave of light and sound that cleared the infected minds. "Play this through every channel, every ship, every helmet," he told Maya. They did. Slowly, people returned to normal. The virus began to fail. Kor screamed in rage, "I will burn Earth to ashes." The Purge fleet descended. Earth's defense ships rose to meet them. Allies from 100 worlds joined the battle: Karath warriors, Jura peace fleets, rebel traders. Space became fire. Explosions lit up the darkness. Maya's command ship flew into the heart of the fleet, carrying the counter-signal deep into the enemy's core. "This is for every world you've hurt," she said before launching the pulse bomb. A blinding wave of light spread through space. Enemy ships powered by the mind virus went dark, dead in seconds. Kor's ship was the last. Maya and her team boarded it. In the final room, she faced him. "You fear humanity," she said, "but your fear made you the monster." Kor tried to attack, but Turlock stopped him. "The galaxy has no place for tyrants." And just like that, it was over. The war had ended, but a new future had begun.